Ooh, and then I hit that exit on them. Gotta blame my faith, cause these odds ain't got nothing on them. I secure the safe for the cradle, I ain't dropping nothing. Ooh. Only winning is exception, ain't no truce. Ain't no dub, ain't no L on my crew. Ooh. Only winning is exception on my crew. Yeah. Ain't no dub, ain't no L. I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Ay, yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Ay, yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, 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 I'ma act a fool with this. Okay, yeah, yeah. Then I hit that.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here in Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with the Chicago Bears.
Let's go.
First down, Bridgewater. And incomplete to open things up.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, Bridgewater. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
2nd and 5.
They're going to look to throw. And he finds Montgomery complete. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves them with a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll run with Montgomery. And the Bears are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Montgomery. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here is Montgomery on 3rd and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
25-yard attempt.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
On the return, the Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud. After they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
59, Mike, 59, Mike, check, 59. Find out.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2. He's going to look deep for more. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. And now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll try for it here on 4th. Bridgewater and company stay out there. They're indeed going for it. Bridgewater. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throw right side, complete to Williams.
The pass.
Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. Escaping the pressure right. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. David Moore, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it, no yardage. They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
But it's 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
So they've been unable to capitalize on a great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Now this time he'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the number?
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Throwing, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Flushed out right into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Bears 3, Panthers nothing.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Roquan Smith in on the tackle. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 4th down and 1.
Here we go with McCaffrey. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Bridgewater. Flush to his right. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And it's 2nd down.
I'm not sure it made a difference on that play, but one thing to keep in mind, here in the early part of the year during a day game, the sun does play a factor on deep balls.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Just like that. There we go, 37. Delta. Hey. There we go, 37 is the mic. Mike 37. Double dog. That's the way. There we go, 37 is the mic. Mike 37. Find out. Watch the blood.
Here's Bridgewater. Escaping the pressure right. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Catch there by Robbie Anderson, and we all know he's got the speed to get behind any defense. What I think is underrated about his game is his toughness and his belief in self. Robbie Anderson was an undrafted free agent who's turned into a big-time player in the NFL, and now landing in Carolina reunites him with his college coach, Matt Rule, when they were together at Temple.
To throw is Bridgewater. Forced out to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Mike, 58, right there. Hey, pick it up, defense.
To the air again with Bridgewater. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. It was Desmond Trufant right there, step for step in coverage.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Two incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. They'll throw again. Bridgewater. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie Jeremy Chinn. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythm? What is it?
You went horoscope pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And there's a familiar sight. Khalil Mack putting a quarterback down in the backfield for another sack. I know he only had 8.5 sacks in 2019, so a lot of people wrote that off as, hey, what's going on with Khalil Mack? You do realize he's getting doubled and tripled on just about every snap, but that was the first time since his rookie year of 2014 that he finished the season with less than 10 sacks.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
They run. This is Cohen. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
3rd down.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They're going to try and throw. And able to find Graham complete. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of
A
3.
big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. First down, a run with Cohen. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 43-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. 2nd and 11. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, an even 90 yards, and the Panthers have taken the lead. So their backs were against the wall, deep back in their own territory, and they run it all the way down into the end zone.
That takes a lot of coordination for an offensive team, doesn't it? Because, let's face it, it's really not a surprise that they're going to run the ball in that situation. Backed up that close to their own end zone, you usually do call running plays, trying to be safe. Instead, it turns into an electrical run, a bolt for your team, and off he goes to the races.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. They are in an interception move on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll pull it down, and he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Bridgewater. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And his kick here is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this? In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Yetur Gross-Matos. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. He'll buy some time right. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail by 10, 13-3 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. On 2nd down now, it's Cohen. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
A gain of 13 yards.
Back to throw here. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards on the play. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. To his right. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
A loss of a yard.
Now back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Dante Jackson picks it. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. On Bridgewater, intercepted for the 3rd time. Eddie Jackson picks it, and he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
To me, there's nothing like watching rookie effort in the NFL. So excited to be there. They're going to give you the max on each and every play, aren't they?
Well, he proved himself on that catch, that's for sure.
I think he may have proved himself to the point where he's going to get a second here.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And now here is another interception. A.J. Bouye with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. 2nd and 10 now, 3rd quarter from Charlotte. From the gun, Bridgewater. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get that one into the hands of Christian McCaffrey, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. And again, it's Bridgewater. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
And there's a catch by Christian McCaffrey, and he plays a huge role in the passing attack. He's caught over 100 passes each of the last 2 years, so he is a defense's nightmare because how do you identify him before the snap on every play? Is he a running back? Is he a receiver? Do you guard him with a defensive back, a linebacker? Whatever you do, he tends to have the answer himself and ends up making big plays.
Sliding out of the pocket, and incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
Bridgewater again. That's complete to Butler. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Desmond Trufant brought him down. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 22, Bridgewater. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
From the red zone now, Bridgewater. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And the Panthers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Panthers 20, Bears 3.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's got Miller.
And he will have the Bears first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Back to throw again. And left side here, it's Graham. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First and 10 at the 49.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Bridgewater now. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Lets this one rip toward. He's got it at the 15. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 33 yards that time.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
They'll run on first down. Cohen. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. Defensively, you've got the nice lead here in the 4th quarter. You're saying, if they want to get a run of a little over 10 yards, that's okay.
I hear what you're doing there, and I think you're onto something. They've loosened up on defense, so don't get fooled by the nice runs you're getting now. You've got to get bigger plays, possibly think about throwing the football a bit more here.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears get a bit closer.
The kick is good.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
On the carry.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 29, Bridgewater. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Bridgewater from the gun on third down. Going for it all. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. DJ Moore, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49.
Cohen. A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Chicago.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 47-yard line.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Dante Jackson picks it. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Bridgewater here to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing, Bridgewater. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Good tackle by